This is the AI Desk, where today's signals reveal tomorrow's power. AI is shifting the balance of power across platforms, compute providers, and global enterprises. And most people only see the headlines. But underneath those headlines are quiet moves that decide who gets ahead and who gets left behind. By the end of this episode, you'll understand where real leverage is forming, who's quietly taking control, and why these shifts matter long before they hit the mainstream. I'm Rowan Hale. Let's get into it. This episode is brought to you by Mad Cheetah and their new album, WTF, Where is the Forest? It's eco-pop engineered for the future. Bold beats, global rhythms, and a message that actually matters. If you want music that hits your brain and your heart, explore WTF by Mad Cheetah. That's MADCHITA, streaming now on all major platforms. Cloud giants tighten access to frontier compute. This week, Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud tightened access to the most powerful GPUs on the market. We're talking about H100s, H200s, and other frontier-level compute. Developers now need pre-approval to run workloads that used to be simple. Some teams even reported wait times or reductions in the amount of compute they're allowed to use. Here's why this matters. Compute is becoming the gatekeeper for innovation. If you can't access advanced chips, you can't train competitive models. And if you can't train competitive models, you can't compete in the next generation of AI products. For founders, this is a signal to think ahead, not in weeks, but in years. Who controls your compute pipeline? Is it stable or fragile? Is your cost predictable or at the mercy of cloud pricing? For investors, this highlights the companies securing multi-year GPU agreements, because those companies will move faster than everyone else. And for policymakers, this raises a question. What happens when the future of innovation depends on the supply chain decisions of 3 companies? 2. OpenAI shifts from open access to curated access. OpenAI rolled out new API rate limits and a trust tiering system. This means customers are now classified based on their safety posture, their usage patterns, and their business justification. This is the clearest sign yet that the era of broad experimentation is ending. OpenAI is positioning itself not as a tool provider, but as a layer of infrastructure with rules, gates, and priorities. If you rely on generous API access to build your product, this should get your attention. More restrictions are coming, more pricing tiers, more guardrails around what counts as acceptable use. Startups that depend on cheap or flexible access need to rethink their margins and their risk exposure. Enterprises need to lock pricing before the next round of adjustments. And operators should prepare for an environment where experimentation becomes more expensive and more competitive. JP Morgan expands autonomous AI inside core operations. JP Morgan Chase revealed that AI agents are now handling major internal workflows. These agents generate compliance reports, prepare regulatory documentation, and even make routing decisions in customer operations. This is more than a productivity boost. This is a shift from AI as an assistant to AI as a process owner. When AI owns workflows, organizations restructure. They scale differently. They hire differently. They operate differently. Founders should identify processes where an AI agent can take full ownership. Operators should prepare for roles that move from doing the work to overseeing the system that does the work. Investors should look for companies making these moves early. They'll outpace competitors with less headcount and more automation. The AI Desk Insight. All 3 stories point to the same deeper shift. AI is moving from open experimentation to controlled infrastructure. The power now sits with companies that control access to compute, set the rules on model usage, and embed AI into the decision layer of their organization. These aren't isolated moves. They're part of a structural transition. Compute is consolidating. Model access is tightening. Enterprise workflows are being rebuilt around autonomous agents. Innovation no longer belongs to whoever has the best idea. It belongs to whoever controls the resources required to execute that idea: compute, data, and decision automation. That's how industries consolidate. And we are watching that consolidation happen in real time. The quiet signal. This week's quiet signal is hidden inside Google Cloud's updated service documentation. They introduced tiered reliability guarantees for advanced AI workloads. It sounds technical. It sounds harmless. But the meaning is clear. Stability is becoming a paid feature. Not guaranteed. Not universal. Premium. Once reliability becomes something you can upgrade, it becomes part of your cost center. And the companies that can afford the highest tier will gain consistent performance, while others settle for unpredictability. It's a subtle move, but it hints at a future where smooth AI operations are not the default. They're a competitive advantage. 2 practical moves for the week. First, map where you rely on external compute or third-party model access. These dependencies will tighten faster than expected, and you should plan around those constraints now. Second, identify one workflow inside your organization that AI can fully own. Not assist, own. That shift creates leverage, and the companies that move early will gain the biggest advantage. Power rarely announces itself. It moves quietly until it's too late.